prepared to wait for my answer until hell freezes over, if that's your decision.
At the White House, hopes for a peaceful solution were fading. In quick succession, Kennedy received 2 letters from Khrushchev. The first, a personal conciliatory message. The second, more formal and demanding, apparently written by the Soviet Foreign Office. Then, on Saturday morning, U-2 pilot Major Rudolph Anderson was shot down by Cuban SAM missiles. The war was at ignition point. But once more, Kennedy delayed a retaliatory strike for 1 more day, sent an answer to Khrushchev's conciliatory first letter, and ignored the second. Then, at last, on Sunday morning, October 28, Ambassador Dobrynin brought the message that Khrushchev agreed to remove all missiles and bombers from Cuba under United States surveillance. The crisis was over.
It got pretty close there for a time. Mr. Khrushchev announced on Sunday that he was taking the missiles out. We had the capability of going into Cuba on the following Tuesday. I think both we and the Russians came out of that experience a little more prudent and sober than we had been before, because each side had had the chance to look down the cannon's mouth and did not like what they saw. If we had gone into Cuba and Khrushchev had gone into Berlin, then where would we have been? That would have been a real mess.
You don't shove somebody up against the wall, because when you do, they got to fight back. You give them some room for maneuver. You give them some room to reflect. And that's what he did with Khrushchev.
And it worked brilliantly. We avoided confrontation. The Soviets, in their peculiar system, could still save enough face. They got out of it. They took their missiles and planes back. And John Kennedy didn't gloat in victory. Very, very responsible, low-key response to it. It was a superb performance.
See, there are 2 important things about foreign policy that most people forget. One is that foreign policy is that part of our business which we ourselves cannot fully control. We can pretty much do what we decide to do here in our own country, but we go beyond our national frontier. And there are 160 or more nations out there, each one unique, each with its own problems and ambitions and hopes and aspirations, and no one of which simply salutes and snaps its heels when we speak. Most foreign policy decisions are made about the future, trying to shape the course of events in one way rather than another. But Providence in its mercy has not given us the capacity to pierce the fog of the future with accuracy. There are always things out there that you cannot know. There's no way to know with certainty how another living, breathing human being, like a Mr. Khrushchev, would react to a specific situation. There's no way to know that. And all the think tanks and all the psychologists and all the rest of them can't help you very much on that.
Once upon a time, there was a family with a small problem. Well, actually, a rather large problem. But instead of doing something about it, they ignored it, pretending it didn't even exist, hoping it would go away. It never did, which only goes to show you can't solve a problem by ignoring it.
A gentle reminder about the problem of alcoholism from your friends at Care Unit. Call Care Unit. Nobody cares the way we do.
Enough of the dull, drab, and dreary of winter white sails that leave you weary. It's springtime at Stroud's. Everything is fresh and new. Great values, too. All Stroud's linen warehouses are alive with colorful savings for your bed, bath, and tabletop. A terrific value from Fieldcrest. Extra large pure cotton terry towels in 11 colors, only $5.99. Sheets in delicate florals or a smart geometric, only $14.99. Fieldcrest and Stroud's. The best money can buy for a lot less money.
Introducing Kodacolor VRG film.
We're all moving to a different rhythm. Our hearts are beating to a different drum.
That's what keeps the whole world spinning.
And that's what makes the whole world fun. Don't you know we're all part of the color of life?
The most accurate, realistic color in print film is here. New Kodacolor VRG.
Color of life.
Attention, all Circuit City employees. The moment we've been working for is here. Your weight training will be put to the test. Because right now, Circuit City is running its massive Memorial Day sale with savings in all departments. Your road work will be put to good use, too. Save now on this Magnavox 13-inch color TV with remote control, just $249.97. So get plenty of rest tonight and be prepared for pandemonium. Circuit City.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
After 2 years of almost unceasing crisis and risk, Kennedy's State of the Union address in January 1963 reflected a new assurance, even a cautious optimism. The president had hit his stride. Both he and Jackie had become the image of a young and vital nation.
Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the 88th Congress, I congratulate you all, not merely on your electoral victory, but on your selected role in history. For you and I are privileged to serve the great republic in what could be the most decisive decade in its long history. The choices we make, for good or ill, will affect the welfare of generations yet unborn. Little more than 100 weeks ago, I assumed the office of the President of the United States. In seeking the help of the Congress and our countrymen, I pledged no easy answers. I pledged and asked only toil and dedication. These the Congress and the people have given in good measure. And today, having witnessed in recent months a heightened respect for our national purpose and power, having seen the courageous calm of a united people in a perilous hour, and having observed a steady improvement in the opportunities and well-being of our citizens, I can report to you that the state of this old but youthful union is good.
White House galas were touched by a new grace, often enlivened by Kennedy's irreverent wit. At a dinner honoring Nobel Prize winners, he voiced the belief that it was the greatest assembly of talent and human knowledge gathered at the White House since Thomas Jefferson dined there alone. Even the intense questioning of regular press conferences was sometimes broken by a sudden presidential quip.
One reputable columnist, after talking to businessmen, obviously, reported this week their attitude is, now we have you where they want you. Have you seen any reflection of this attitude?
I can't believe I'm where big business wants me.
Khrushchev stated that communists could learn something even from capitalists, and they even had a few kind words to say about profit incentives. Do you read any great amount of significance into this?
No, I don't. No. Human nature is the same on both sides, fortunately, on both sides of the Iron Curtain, which is why I'm optimistic about the ultimate outcome of this struggle.
For the moment, problems at home and abroad seemed within manageable dimensions. Though civil rights had far to go, its direction now seemed irreversible. In June, defying a federal court ordering the admission of 2 Negro students to the University of Alabama, Governor George Wallace swore to block the schoolhouse door. In quick response, the president federalized the National Guard, ordered the governor removed and the students enrolled. On television, Kennedy challenged the nation to honor not only the law, but its own sense of decency and fairness.
We are confronted primarily with a moral issue.